It's time to get honest. No, I mean, really honest. Are you ready? Hi, I'm Sam Nordberg. Welcome to this week's mini training, and this week we're talking about honesty. Yep. This week we're going to start to talk about whether you're really honest with yourself about what you're up to and what you're doing with your time primarily. So I get asked a lot how I fit things in and if I sleep and where I get time for things. I get this a lot. And the thing is, I'm honestly not particularly productive. Gonna be honest. Like, I have plenty of wasted time just like everyone else. Plenty of time faffing around on the internet, plenty of time on Facebook, plenty of time doing all the things that I probably shouldn't do. So what I started to do is I started to be really, really honest with myself and with my time. And there's a couple of things I'm going to challenge you to do this week. Number one, start tracking your time. So it's under a pile of crap. I track my time, if I'm being really serious about it, by the 15-minute block. So from the time I wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. down to the time I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, what was I doing with my time? This is a big task and it can take a bit of time getting used to. So I suggest you to probably just start by tracking your time for a day and then challenge yourself to do it for a week. But what I want you to do is start being really honest about what you did with your time. And this tracking your time starts to make you get really honest. For example, there'll be periods of time where I think back and I'm like, what did I do for the last 15 minutes? I don't know. I don't know what I achieved in that 15-minute block. And I had to start being really honest with myself about it. Challenge number 2. I downloaded an app called Quality Time. I highly recommend you go and check it out. What it does is it monitors the use of your phone. Now, there are lots of them on the market. This was one I found that did what I wanted it to do, but you can go and have a look at the others. What it does is it counts the number of times in a day I unlock the screen of my phone. So all those times you just check to see what's going on. It counts the number of time I spend on my phone doing things. And then at the end of the day, it gives me a report based on the amount of time I was on my phone and which apps were open during those times and how long I spent on each app. Yep, you get those terrifying days when the next morning it sends you a report and it says, yesterday you spent 4.5 hours on your phone and the most used app was Facebook. That's not my worst day either. There was one with 5 hours. The thing is that we have lots of time, but I find that the time is just being used up by things. For example, like the number of times I check my phone. I'll be in the middle of an email and I'll just flick open my phone just to make sure nothing important is happening or interesting is happening, rather than finishing the email. Something like Quality Time really made me think about where I was using my time during the day and what I was spending it on, and it was worth downloading. Challenge number 3. Then I want you to get really honest about your goals. Now, I'm a shocker for this. I will set myself huge challenges and goals for things I want to achieve. For example, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to launch a new course in February and I'm going to rebuild the membership site and I'm going to write a book and I'm going to change the world. Okay. So let's be honest, Sam, I can't do all of those things in February. Like, it's just not possible. But what I see is a lot of people set their tasks for the week or for the month, and like me, they get really enthusiastic, and then they fail, and then they think they've been a failure, and they think they're not getting through lots of stuff. Really, though, I want you to just start being more realistic about setting your goals. Now, I'm all for challenging yourself. Yes, pick something that's a push to get done, but make sure it's actually physically possible. Because if not, you're just going to disappoint yourself and feel bad about the use of your time when really, actually, you did quite a lot. So 3 things I want you to do. I want you to start being really, really honest with yourself about where you're using your time. Best ways to do this. 1, track your time. 2, use something like Quality Time on your phone to track the time you're spending there. I also use Rescue Time on my computer. It tracks what apps and programs I've been running on my computer. But I found that I'd just avoid using Facebook on my computer and I'd be on my phone because it wasn't being tracked. So now I track my phone as well. And 3, be really honest with yourself. Are you setting yourself tasks that are achievable and that are manageable? Once you've started to look at those things, you'll start to see that you do have time. Now, I'm all for free time. When you track your time, don't feel bad if some of that time is TV, or if some of that time was a bath, or some of the time was a nap. Like, that's all useful time, and you need to look after yourself, and you need to relax, and you need to recuperate. But if your time was like mine, and you've spent whole hours just disappearing that you hadn't allocated as relaxing time, it was just being absorbed, well, then that's more of a problem. So if you're feeling game, jump down below in the comments and tell me, do you do any of those things? And are you really being honest with yourself about your time? I would love to know. That's all for this week, and as always, I will see you in the next video.